friends. Today we will discuss accumulators concept in Apache Spark. Okay, so today we will see what is accumulator and how to implement that into the real-time scenario. Okay, so first of all, we are going to do in practically by reading one Parquet file. Okay, and then we will by the parallelizer connection we will try the both the scenarios. Okay, and before moving into the practical, we'll try to discuss what is accumulator in Apache Spark. Accumulators are the write-only variables which are initialized once and sent to the workers. These workers will be updated on the logic written and sent back to the driver, which will aggregate or process based on the logic. Okay, only driver can access the accumulators value. For task, accumulators are write-only. So the variable right accumulators, so whenever it ships the code into the executor, so it will stores the internally. Okay, and it will stay those variables as read only into that particular node. Okay, or for the workers. And if we declare it normal variable, right, where for example let's say some sample variable, you declare it as integer, and if it is equal to 0, and you try to do some summation. Okay, you will try to add some, you will try to append something. So basically what it will happen, rather accumulator, if you declare the accumulator value without accumulator, just by declaring the variable, how it is going to the differentiate whenever the logic has been shipped to the executors, right, into the locally, whenever the internally the variable will be stored as a read only. And the only thing is the updated value, there is no guarantee when you declare the normal variable, updated value will be written back to the driver. Okay, so if you are going to declare the accumulator, then that particular value will be guaranteed to be back to the drivers. Okay, and how are we going to access, how are we going to declare the accumulator? By using spark context dot accumulator. Okay, we used to define the accumulator variable, and there is an add function. Okay, we either we used to update or add a value in the accumulator. By using that add function, we are going to add or update the accumulator value. Okay, there is one more concept called value. Okay, so we are going to access the accumulator value, whichever maybe the value that the driver holds, right, we are fetching using the value property. Okay, so now let's see practically in two different ways. One is, first we will try to do the parallelizer collection, and we will try to see how are we going to update the value by using the add method and the value property. How are we going to access that particular value? We will see that into practical. Right now we are in IntelliJ IDE. We'll try to create a scalar object. Let's say accum. Now first we'll try to import the necessary libraries. Import varchar dot spark dot sql dot spark session. Okay, let's initialize the main method. Main works array of string. Okay, now we'll try to initialize the spark session. Dot tilde dot accumulator dot master will say local related dot get create. So now we initialize the spark session. Now we'll try to create the accumulator. Let's say long accumulator equal to spark dot. So we have discussed, right? Spark accumulator, we are going to declare it using Spark context dot accumulator, right? Spark context dot long accumulator. Okay, let's say so accumulate some value. Okay, now what we will do, we'll try to create a parallelized collection. Okay, whether it is list or array or whichever it is. Okay, well, let's say rdd equal to spark context dot parallelize, let's say array of, let's say 1 comma 3 comma 5. Okay, let's say 1 comma 3 comma 5. Okay, now I would like to iterate all the elements into that using the, and I would like to do the accumulator value I want to update by using the add condition, and we'll try to access the value using the value property. Let's say rdd dot for each, let's say long accumulator dot add, as we discussed, right? Using the add method, we are going to add or update the value in the accumulator. Okay, using the add x. Okay, now let's say println long accumulator dot, we are accessing driver value using the value property. Now what we are trying to do here, so we are taking all the elements from the parallelized collection and we are adding the value which is stored. Okay, now we'll try to see uh, what the output that we are going to get as part of this. Should be 8 9, right? We'll see. See, program is successful. We'll try to see the value is 9. Okay, now let's say, for example, I will try to add one more value here, 9, right? Let's say 6. Now we'll try to run and see. See, now it is 15. Okay, so this is by parallelizing. So as we discussed, right, we are going to look at the another scenario called by reading the parquet file. And so I have ordered parquet file. We'll try to see how are we going to read and how are we going to fetch the necessary statistics from this. Okay, now what we can do, so let's take out this. So remaining all are okay. We declare a long name, everything is okay. We'll try to take orders. Let's say equal to spark dot read dot parquet. So if for reading the parquet file, we know, right? Spark dot read dot parquet, and then we'll try to take the path. For that, here I have the parquet file. Let's try to click, right click, copy path or reference, take the absolute path, paste it here. Okay, now for time being, let's take off this. Okay, now we'll try to see first what data, what columns it's hold. Okay, we'll try to run it. This order table, how many columns and what data we have, we'll try to see first. Program is success. So this particular Parquet, this order table consists order ID, order date, or order customer ID, order status. Okay. Now let's take a scenario. For example, if we have a requirement like this. For example, out of this many order status we have already closed, pending payment, complete, closed, complete, processing. Okay, pending payment. So for example, let's say I would like to take out the number of processing order status which we hold it as of now. So let's say that's a scenario. We'll try to see how can we take out the number of processing order status, how many records which we had it. Okay, for that, let's say want to start, let's say for each, let's say row. Okay, well, status equal to long accumulator dot sorry, status equal to, we'll take the row of row dot get as. Okay, we'll say get as string. Okay, string of which column of auto status. Okay, here this is get as string of this auto status. Okay, now we'll try to, out of this we are trying to instruct take out the order status string from that row which we rows. Okay, now we'll try to instruct, for example, status dot equals, for example, if status dot equals is what we would like to see, processing, right? So if it is equal to processing, I am trying to add that value, okay, into accumulator. Okay, so now if, for example, under this particular order status row, if it is processing is there, I am trying to take out that count into the accumulator. Okay, okay, now I would like to print accumulator value plus longitude dot, so value we would like to see how many number of processing records are exist in this order table. We'll try to run and see what result we are going to fetch it. See, program is executed successfully. We have total 8275 records for processing in the orders table. Okay, so this is how you can take other order statuses as well. So by just replacing that particular value over here, if you want to match it. Okay, so this is how we can able to use the accumulators concept, guys. We have taken two different examples. One is by parallelizing the collection, second one is by reading the file, Parquet file. Okay, so that's all for today's, guys. If you really like this video, please do subscribe, share and like it. Okay.